Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and welcome to we're at Albert Park in Melbourne, and this is the ACF1 Mania Formula One mod for Assetto Corsa. I'm going to run about 5 laps. I'm going to try to. And I may or may not be able to talk a whole lot. I'm just learning this track, and I am just pleased to not hit the wall. I'm happy to just make it around the track. So let's do a few laps, and then I'll hop to the replay. And it'll be easier for me to talk then, and I can tell you a little bit about the pack and what's in it and all the goodies. So yeah, just learning the track. And learning the cars and everything. Be cool if I had somebody to race with. I know it looks like I'm over braking, but I put this car up, I swear, on every corner on this track. All right. Then that happened. Right. So park it right there. Let's do a quick replay, and I'll tell you what's going on with this. There we go. So this is the ACF1 Mania mod pack, and it's all the cars from the 2018 season, and it's also all the tracks from the 2018 season. So what happened was I'm trying to alternate project cars and Assetto Corsa, right? We're gonna start moving here pretty soon, I think. Yeah, there we go. So I'm doing project cars and Assetto Corsa. I'm trying to alternate back and forth between the two. And we just did GT racing in project cars, which means we're due for Assetto Corsa, and we're also due for open wheel. Well, open wheel in Assetto Corsa is either vintage Formula One, which we've already done in Project Cars fairly recently, or there are some Ferrari Formula One cars, contemporary ones, but there's just one, right? So we would basically just be like spec racing, right? The whole field would be identical cars. We could try to beat them on setup or just raw skill or whatever. But I figured surely there is some Formula One for Assetto Corsa. So I started looking around, and sure enough, I found this pack. So if you go to your search engine and just type in ACF1 Mania, and it's one like the number one, ACF1 Mania, you'll get this pack. And it's really, really good. The cars are great. They all look slightly different, and they all drive a little different, slightly different. And the thing is, you know, in Formula One, like, you only need a slight difference to not have a season. If you're off by 1 second per lap, which is less than half of 1%, but if you're off by 1 second per lap, you will, you're going to finish a couple minutes off the pace every race. So the cars do drive slightly different, but they're all great. The livery is not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be. It's close enough. Doesn't bother me at all. The tracks, like we're at Albert Park right now, you know, these textures really aren't doing it for me. Nothing that I would say is amazing. But again, I'm fine with it. I could care less. What I love about this is that all the tracks are made by the same mod maker. Now you can go and like find Formula One tracks, mods in various places, but to be able to find all the tracks made by the same mod maker, super exciting for me because I like that consistency. And they're just going to feel the same. I don't know how else to describe it. They're just going to feel. They're not. It's when you go from one track to the next, it's not going to take you out of the immersion. They're all going to have the same driving feel, and they're all going to have the same look and feel. So, really excited about that. Formula One is, well, the Assetto Corsa AI is no joke. We all know that. But I just keep locking up that left side. The Assetto Corsa AI is no joke. We know that. Formula One is no joke. We know that. Put the two together and like just now, well, it took me about 90 minutes to be able to get around this track. Obviously, a lap didn't take 90 minutes, but it took me about 90 minutes of going off on literally every corner before I started to get a feel for this track. And I love that. That's very authentic to me. And Formula One is unforgiving. It's supposed to be. We're going to hop in car here. It's supposed to be. I love that. So check out this visibility. Now, all these cars are different, right? And I'm a Mercedes guy, so I'm going to drive the Mercedes. But the in-car visibility in the Mercedes is the worst. You cannot see the track. There's also that little shark tooth thing down under the halo. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a diffuser or something to like break up the wind or keep you from getting hit by pieces of rubber. I have no idea what that is. But I tried all the cars. I mean, I knew I was going to drive the Mercedes, but I tried them all just to see. And this car has absolutely the worst visibility. So it's entirely possible that I will need to drive from the top of the hoop because I just can't see the track. And this game is hard enough. Like the way it's set up right now, this is hard enough as it is. And then as an extra added bonus challenge, oh, by the way, you can't see. Like that's just too hard. I like it difficult, but I mean, I really don't know if I can drive the car this way. I can barely drive it from above. So yeah, what I was saying before, it took me about 90 minutes to just be able to get around the track. And it's going to take me a lot more work because even with the AI dialed back, I'm still 4 seconds off the pace. So a 50 lap race, I'm going to finish almost 3 minutes off of first place. I mean, and that's, you know, I'm not dilly-dallying. Like, I'm really pushing it. And you think, 4 seconds, you know, 4 seconds, man, that's pretty close. Yeah, it's not. It's just brutal. So I've turned 140s. I need to turn 130s, realistically. Because keep in mind that you're not just turning laps. At a certain point, you're going to be racing other drivers, and you're going to be taking a penalty on every lap, time-wise. Not like a course marshal penalty, but you know what I mean. When you're racing other drivers, you are slower than when you're running just by yourself. So, yeah, man, that's what we got going on. ACF1 Mania. Check it out. The site is in Russian. Dust off your Cyrillic. And it's not a tricky install. It's just weird. And then there's another program. I'll show you this while we're here. Can't see it there. Hey, you can see it there. You see the pink on the Pirellis? There is a mod, or I guess an EXE in the mod, that basically lets you change the color of the sidewalls on the Pirellis. Now, it's not, in a perfect world, whatever compound you selected, it would give you that color. Well, this ain't a perfect world. So what you need to do is, whatever compound you're going to be running, and I'm on the Super Soft, Ultra Soft, I can't remember, but I'm on the pink compound. So you have to exit the game and manually select pink, and then when you go in, you'll have the pink sidewalls. But you can do the red, yellow, whatever color it is that you want to run. And, you know, it does take you out of the immersion a little bit. It would be sweet if it did that on its own. But you know what? I take a look at this mod and the time that somebody obviously put into both the cars and the tracks, and I think if it was, you know, quick and dirty, to just throw a little chunk of code in there that made the color of the tires change automatically, I think they would have. But I suspect that there's only one texture for color for the tires, so that little EXE that they wrote, you know, manually swaps it over, and that's just how it has to be, because there is no feature in the game that different compounds have different texture files. End of story. Which is fine. It's not. But I love being able to see the pink. I would love it if every car had different colors, as happens in a real race. But again, you know, you don't always get what you want in this lap. You can't have everything. Oh, where would you put it? So we're going to be doing Formula One, but it's going to take a minute to get there. It really is. This is, call it 2 hours total to be 4 seconds off the pace. Going to take some more work. And I really didn't even get into setup yet. And the thing about Formula One setup that just blows me away is, oh man, I see things like that. Like, that doesn't bother me. But I have to notice that the cars that I was racing with, just as I was fixing to pass them, they just disappeared. So, yeah, I'm going to need to mess with setup. And the thing about setup in Formula One is the cars are so, even when they're slow, they are so unbelievably fast. Thinking about the changes that I need to make to get them even faster is like, oh man, where to start? So that's what's going on, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Assetto Corsa. This is the ACF1 Mania mod, and we are at Albert Park in Melbourne. And we're going to be doing some more of this. So we'll see you soon. Take care now.